Having a full-on face paint job and then getting an itchy nose is torture. Torture. Torture! Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam Scott-Thorne and I am a vocal coach based in Glasgow. Now, if you'd like to meet and explore your voice a little more, you can find me on sstvocals.com. You can also find me on various other social media platforms, and I'll put the handles down below and over there. I think I've already done that, but you know, whatever. Now, if you'd like to consider becoming a patron, you have access to things like early release of reactions, you can fast track reactions, become a reaction, there's special roles on my Discord server, and you have access to all sorts of bonus content like outtakes and my Vocal Anatomy 101 series, so consider becoming a patron and help shape my channel. Okay, we are going to go and listen to My Chemical Romance. This is Welcome to the Black Parade. I don't know too much about My Chemical Romance, they kind of passed me by. I was more into like Marilyn Manson and my rocky kind of stage, so I don't know much about them, but I know they're kind of like upbeat rock. I could be in for a world of pain in the comment section for saying that. But anyway, let's just go and listen and see what we think.
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band. He said, son, when you grow up, would you be the savior of the broken, the beaten, and the damned?
His voice has got this really nice kind of pingy kind of quality to it. It's very bright sounding. There's a lot of twang going on, which is where the epiglottis creates a little chamber above the vocal folds, creating a more pointed, dense airflow. He's mixing that in with a little bit of texture from his false vocal folds, I feel. Just kind of letting them be at rest, and then the air's kind of just mixing with them as it goes through. But you're really getting that twangy sound on the vowels. When I was a young man, it's got that kind of American punk pop kind of sound to it, where you kind of lean onto that twangy vowel. It's nice though, I like it.
He said, will you defeat them, your demons, and all the non-believers, the plans that they have made?
You hear the way he said, that's what I'm talking about, that sound, if you were to break it down. That is just a really twangy projected sound. When you mix that into vocals, you get a really punchy kind of sound, and he has just got this real projection quality to him, but he's not having to work too hard for it. You can hear that a lot of it is coming down to twang and not over kind of pushing, if you like.
Because one day I'll leave you a phantom to lead you in the summer to join the Black Parade.
Getting a little bit more texture through there, a little bit more grit. That, in my opinion, is coming from a more kind of laryngeal kind of position. So if you go, you're getting a lot of that textured sound, and then he's mixing it and kind of relaxing it off into his more vocal sound. You don't want false vocal folds to come in when you're trying to sing, because it's kind of like two things working against one another. So if you are voicing, then you're wanting that to come from a relaxed larynx and get the texture out that way, rather than everything being a big squeeze. So that's why I'm thinking that. I remember these outfits. So I would have put that vocal up in the mix a little bit more if I had my way. There's so much going on that it's kind of being absorbed into that kind of ring of the guitars and that thud of the drums that you're not getting the texture quality from it to my ear. But I can hear that there's a lot more of a drop jaw sound. So you're getting a rounded out vowely sound whilst also getting that kind of relaxed laryngeal push. It sounds really, really powerful and kind of roar-like. But I'm not hearing it as clearly as I want to. So I can't break it down all that granularly, if you like. So this has been double tracked in production. So he's either sung it twice or they've doubled the vocal up. So you get this, it's not an echo. It just feels like there's a shade of the same voice on top of that voice, if you like. It's not a reverby sound. It's definitely a doubled up thing. And it's very, very common in recording. You'll get folk that do that with almost everything. But I really like it. I can kind of hear the space between the two voices when they're the same. It's a weird thing to try and explain, but I like double tracked vocals.
Ran through it all, the rise and fall, the bodies in the streets. And when you're gone, we want you all to know we'll carry on, we'll carry on. And though you're sick, God, believe me, your memory will carry on, you'll carry on. And sends you reeling from decimated dreams. Your misery and hate will kill us all.
Really nice high larynx to this as well, so you're getting that real brightness of sounding. If you were to do that in the same kind of tone in the mid, low, you get a real kind of nice ping and brightness off of that high larynx sound, and it suits itself to this kind of energetic style of music. I like it.
So paint it black and take it back and let's shout it loud and clear. Defiant to the end, we hear the call to carry on, we'll carry on. And though we are setting on, believe me, your memory will carry on, we'll carry on. And though we are broken and defeated, your weary widow marches. And we carry through the fears, disappointed faces of your peers.
The harmonies in here are very, very subtle. There's like maybe 1/3 above that's going on, and it's well blended into the background. So although you can kind of hear it, almost sounds like it belongs to him anyway. But really, really nice use of harmonies. It's not overly bombastic. It's just very nice and kind of enveloped.
You'll never make me, because the world will never take my heart. No, we try, you'll never break me. We want it all, we want to play this, but I won't explain or say I'm sorry. I'm unashamed, I'm gonna show my scar to the chair for all the broken. Listen here, because it's who we are. Just a man, I'm not a hero, just a boy who had to sing this song. Just a man, I'm not a hero.
Again, there's so much going on that I'm struggling to kind of hone in on the vocal, but it would kind of suggest to me that maybe he's doing a little bit of fry on the top end of there to get that fry screamy kind of sound. That's pitchless, so I could be wrong, but it sounds a little bit like he's raising his voice up to the limit and then going and just frying out on the top, which is really effective, and it gives this real kind of screechy kind of texture. It's really nice though.
Believe me, your memory will
There's so much going on here. If you were to go back in and look at the recording, there's people going rah, rah, like just making this weird kind of fry kind of belty sound. There's folk that are chanting. There's layers of that. There's layers of his main vocal. There's so much going on, and it's just creating this really full energy. It's such a powerful tune to listen to. You just feel it getting up. Nice. The last thing I would say about his voice is that there's not much tilt going on, so you're not getting a huge amount of vibrato or sweetness of sound. It's all very vertical and projected and punchy and just deliberate kind of sounding. It's very authentic. But that was amazing. Very, very good. Is there live examples of this gentleman's voice? I can't remember his name. But if there is, let me know down below and we'll go and check them out at some point. Yeah? Yeah. So hope you liked that reaction. If you did, please give it a like and a thumbs up down below. And if you want to see more from me, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and anytime I have new content, you will be the first to know. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me. And how are we going to buy this one? So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me, and it's time to go, it's time to go. But if you like what you were seeing, please like and sub before you go. I don't know. Bye.